Hello, gentlemen. We're going to talk about a video from WhatCulture today.
Oh, boy.
9 most insane demands famous actors made for movies. But, John, before we watch this video from WhatCulture...
Which culture?
Wanted to give a shout out today to today's video sponsor, viewerreviews.com, people. So what Viewer Reviews is, it's a new social platform that determines how well you will like a movie based on your taste and the films you reviewed on the site.
Viewer Reviews also helps you connect with people who share your passion and taste for movies.
Like we've said before, it's more of a personalized Rotten Tomatoes tailored to you and your friends' personal cinematic tastes. We just started using Viewer Reviews, and the matches are pretty spot on, and we've already got some people following us over there.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to try and write a really short review, too. It's real easy to get started. Once you create an account, you'll fill out a couple basic questionnaires to give the site a sense for your specific taste.
And from there, you're ready to start reviewing movies, sharing your tastes, and connecting with people.
So hit that link in the description box and check out viewerreviews.com today.
And don't forget to follow us, The Real Rejects, over there.
Yeah.
Dildos and cocaine.
Good
Talk about that one. Sit for a second. Dildos and cocaine. That's the level we're operating on this list. So if that's not your bag, you might as well just bail out now.
Bail out.
Still here? Great. It's probably unfair to say that all Hollywood actors are self-obsessed egomaniacs because, let's face it, if you were getting $5 million per job, you'd probably be unbearable too. But with success comes excess, and with excess comes ridiculous stories about film stars demanding things like dildos and cocaine and live lobsters and ice bucket hats and custom phones, and it's a really good one, this. I'm Adam from WhatCulture.
I wonder how many of these I'm going to know about.
Most insane demands
Gerbils.
famous actors made for movies. Number 9, Angelina Jolie demanded a movie studio pay for Brad Pitt's flying lessons.
For what?
This is a flimsy one, but since it's the only flimsy one here, we'll get it out of the way.
Okay.
Early. The story goes that Angelina Jolie, a legitimate millionaire, once demanded that a major studio fork over millions of dollars for her husband, Brad Pitt, also a legitimate millionaire, to have flying lessons. So, a few things here. 1, they are both millionaires who could easily pay for their own flying lessons. 2, flying apparently had precisely nothing to do with the production of the movie. And 3, Brad Pitt was in no way attached to the film. That's quite mad. A heartwarming end to the story, though.
She must love
Brad
him.
Pitt not only owns his own Spitfire,
That's why they're
but
great
is now
together.
qualified to fly it. Number 8, George Clooney demanded a hot tub, custom beach hut, and private basketball court.
Private basketball
George
court.
Clooney's face, and I am 100% convinced that there is not a single person alive who could say no to it. Which might go some way to explaining how he gets such lavish trailer requests granted. Despite the fact he was in Gravity for a grand total of, like, 20 minutes, he still supposedly requested that a custom beach hut, hot tub, and private basketball court be built next to his trailer.
He just wants to relax.
Around £100,000.
Yeah, it's actually not
Why pounds,
unreasonable.
you ask? Because it was filmed in England. Pretty much the last place on earth you'd ever want to use a hot tub. The man is nuts, quite frankly. Number 7, Orson Welles demanded his costume is lined with mink fur. Fun fact for you, the last ever line that master filmmaker and cinematic genius Orson Welles delivered was in Transformers the movie.
Nice.
That has nothing to do with this list, I just really, really love that. Anyway, yeah, he was also quite insane when it came to film demands, and whilst filming The Black Rose, Wells demanded that the inside of his costume was lined with incredibly expensive mink fur.
Why?
That's the inside, which was never once going to be shown on screen. He just really, really liked the feel of it and demanded the studio give it to him because he was a baller. Fair play. Number 6, Will Smith demanded a double-decker mobile home and blocked out the sun with it. So, 100% true story. Will Smith rocked up to the negotiations for Men in Black 3 and said he wouldn't be happy while his greatest enemy still provided people with free light, heat, and energy. I call this enemy, he said to a terrified panel of movie producers, the sun. Retracting a huge section of the floor to reveal a model of the film studio, he went on to say that since the beginning of time, man had yearned to destroy the sun, but he would do the next best thing, block it out with a massive double-decker trailer. But Will, they gasped, every plant and tree will die, owls will deafen us with incessant hooting, and the studio's sundial will be useless. Yet their cries fell upon deaf ears, and Smith had his wish granted, much to the displeasure, it should be said, of local residents who did literally have to live in its shadow for the duration of filming. Number 5, Paris Hilton demanded live lobsters, just in case.
Okay.
It's well known that Paris Hilton has expensive tastes. I mean, that's pretty much all she's known for, but you'd think she'd at least have been willing to rein it in for a single day. When Hilton was offered a small part, and we're talking really, really small here, in buddy cop comedy The Other Guys, she demanded that live lobsters were put on standby so that she could eat them during filming should she get a little peckish. She was on set for 1 day and required that a chef, live lobsters, and a tank to house them in was brought in especially just in case she wanted to eat them. I might be in love with her, I think, if I'm being honest. Number 4, Bruce Willis demanded $1 million per day. Short and sweet, this one. Bruce Willis was asked to reprise a small role in The Expendables 3.
Yeah, I remember this.
A role, it should be said, that would have required him to be on set for 4 days. His response? Yeah, alright lads, sure, it'll cost you $4 million. That's $1 million per day. Even by the modern standards of movie wages, that was considered absolutely mental, and he was promptly told to f*** off. Number 3, Marlon Brando demanded his character wore an ice bucket as a hat and had his own personal dwarf. Look, I see you there. You're expecting this entry to primarily be me calling Marlon Brando crazy or making fun of how batshit mental the production was on the island of Dr. Moreau, but no. You might think I'm going to laugh at the story of Brando arriving on set, putting an ice bucket on his head, and being so stubborn in his refusal to take it off that it had to be written into the film, but no. You might think I'm going to ask questions about the fact he befriended a dwarf and refused to act unless he was written into every scene, but still no. Instead, I'm going to say with complete honesty that if I am ever famous and wealthy enough to have all the logic of a toddler, I am 100% doing it. Number 2, Jack Nicholson demanded dildos and cocaine.
Was it for
See,
Departed?
I told you. So, during the making of Martin Scorsese's Oscar-winning crime flick The Departed, Nicholson decided that the movie should include a scene with A, a dildo, and B, his character snorting cocaine off an actress's arse, or Saturday, as I call it. Martin Scorsese, ever the pragmatic chap, relented to Jack's requests, to the point that you can see both of these things occurring within the very frames of the finished film. Is there artistic merit in going full method with a 12-inch rubber cock and a few grams of Bolivian marching powder? I mean, probably not, but who cares? Number 1, Tom Cruise demanded custom-made thongs.
For what?
I truly wish I was making this one up, but no, here we are. According to a bunch of sources, Hollywood superstar Tom Cruise is adamant that whilst filming action sequences for pretty much all of his movies, he gets to wear a thong. Why exactly this tidbit has become public knowledge, I'm not entirely sure, but I sincerely doubt that there's anyone on Earth who enjoys the idea of Tom Cruise wearing a thong. There's just something... Ugh. So yeah, the zip wire scene in Mission Impossible, wearing a custom thong. Running away from aliens in War of the Worlds, thong. Wrestling with the bad guys in Jack Reacher, thong. Falling out of that plane in The Mummy, thong. I do not feel well. Well, there we are. Every day's a school day, isn't it? And the school is absolutely mental. Let us know what crazy demands you'd make in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, I've been WhatCulture's Adam Cleary, and I'll see you soon.
Tom Cruise has custom thongs.
That will forever ruin Tom Cruise action scenes for me. Because the whole time I'll be watching it, I'll be thinking, is he wearing that thong right now? Because with the scene I once thought was cool, I'm now distracted thinking about... It's like I heard Sean Connery when he would do the driving scenes in Bond, he wouldn't wear pants. Because it was so hot. So anytime I see those scenes, I'm like... Is he wearing pants in this shot?
Well, we will see come Mission Impossible Day 2018.
It just like ruins the whole like thing.
Now I'm focused on something that I never thought I'd be focused on. I guess it must allow for you to move easier, more freely, less I have so many questions.
I was surprised by how funny this video actually was. 'Cause I like the approach of the narration of taking it like they're all like crazy egomaniacs.
Yeah. And like extrapolating them in little animations and stuff.
Angelina Jolie demanding a movie studio pay for Brad Pitt's flying glasses was some of the funniest ones.
Yeah, well, and I was
squat new with the movie.
well, in the second that number 2 flashed up, because I was sitting there going, whoa, maybe it was for a movie or something. Nah, he's not even attached.
If I was a superstar, I'd have one very specific demand: a masseuse on set.
Oh yeah,
That would be like my
dog.
one demand is like get me a masseuse and have live chickens on set ready to kill at a moment's notice for dinner time.
but only I get to kill them
But only I gotta kill them myself.
in front of the crew. We all take a break.
Establish power. I mean, but hey, that's love. That's love on Angelina Jolie's end.
I just want to hear the conversation just before that, where the conclusion was, all right, I'm going to call the studio and see if they'll pay for it.
Yeah. I actually find George Clooney's to be that ridiculous for a superstar like George Clooney. A hot tub, a custom beach hut, it's just funny to me.
Yeah.
But it's not like insane. I'm like, yeah, he's an actor who likes to chill out. What's kind of insane is this is on the set of Gravity out of all movies. He's barely in that movie.
Yeah.
If this was like one of the movies where he was like an Ocean's 12 or something, and then I'd be like, I could kind of see it. But these are just funny ass requests. This just sounds like the guy just wants to relax. And that's all he really cares about.
Yeah.
Everyone else sound kind of nutty, but his just sound like I just want to be able to chill out.
Yeah, he wants a nice place to chill, a hot tub with which to woo ladies, and then a basketball court to unwind.
I know he likes to play tennis and basketball. He's more like that kind of athlete. You know, he's not like a buff kind of athlete.
He just likes the game.
The Rock demands that a gym is built on set for him. The Will Smith one was so funny. Block out the sun with a double-decker moment. I love the whole narration they did. The studio's objectified, and the plants and the trees.
And this like philosophical like reason he needs this double-decker trailer to rail against the sun's hold over Earth.
That's a nutty one to me. It sounds like he made a joke and they took it seriously, honestly.
Yeah.
Like a double-decker mobile home sounds like something a guy like Will Smith, who gets paid $20 million a movie to do, would ask for. Because he probably has people show up on set all the time and he wants to just be lavish, whatever. But block out the sun with it. It's just I feel like that was a joke that people just took way too seriously.
I wonder if they had to get zoning for that or something. I just want to know what was in that mobile home.
Yeah.
Like, what were all the decks? What was the first floor? What was the second floor? What was all there?
I'm surprised with the Bruce Willis one that they did not bring up how Stallone went like pretty public about that and got pissed at Bruce Willis. He was like tweeting out about Bruce Willis, you know, saying this is how you like lose friends in the business or whatever. It's how you have a career tank, or I don't know, some crap he talk smack on it. I mean, Expendables 3 did terribly at the box office, but he was the only missing actor.
Yeah, right.
They had Harrison Ford in there even. Yeah. And I think they got Harrison because they didn't get Bruce Willis. Man, if they had Bruce Willis in there, that would have been like, wow, they did it. Yeah. They got all of them in that one movie. But that just sounds like a Bruce Willis thing to do because Bruce Willis just hates action movies and he keeps doing them for money. Bruce Willis just reminds me of a sad guy. I just imagine a sad dude. The opening of this statement, Marlon Brando demanded his character wear an ice bucket as a hat and has his own personal dwarf, sounded different when you just read that.
Well, yeah, because then you think he had like a dwarf like waiting on him, or like as his, like,
or he just wanted. Yeah, you imagine like a dwarf servant.
yeah, just like someone to fancy all my dwarfish whims.
Yeah, but they said in the video that he befriended a dwarf and then wanted him featured in every scene and wanted to make sure he was in every scene, which is kind of cool.
That's pretty cool.
Especially at that time. The only really popular little person actor is Peter Dinklage now.
Right now.
And we can see past the whole little person thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and like, you know, he's just allowed to be that character until and then show confronts it.
So it's cool for Marlon Brando, who, you know, didn't accept his Godfather Oscar. Yeah. He just had some Indian women go up there and talk about Native American rights and how they're represented in movies. It just sounds like a thing Marlon Brando would do, honestly.
And of all the movies, like, I don't feel like that's too hard to get.
No.
The ice bucket's a little kooky. Like, why? Why'd you need that bucket?
Jack Nicholson making weird demands sound like it's all in character, though. The dildo scene, I remember that when he whips it out at the porn theater in front of Matt Damon. That was funny and surprising. It makes sense within context that he has a porn theater and stuff, and he wants to play a joke on him. Like, that's a funny thing. Yeah. And it's a black dildo too.
Yeah.
He's not black.
BBC. No.
The cocaine part, was that real cocaine? That's what I couldn't figure out.
That's what I couldn't figure out either, and that's what I was very much wondering.
Like,
because I bet, it's Jack. I'm sure somebody could make it happen.
Yeah, was that real?
I wouldn't put it past somebody to where, like, if he wanted to do it and if it would have made the scene amazing or whatever, they'd probably just let it happen. Like,
Because I remember that scene, and it really seemed like he was on drugs, but I'm like, no, it's just good acting and makeup. And now I'm wondering...
And
was he really?
And now we'll never know. I guess the implication is if it's cocaine in a dildo, I guess the implication is that it's cocaine.
Well, this was one of the funniest videos you guys have put together, What Culture.
Yeah,
that was,
I really enjoyed this.
I really laughed a lot during this
Well
video,
done.
so thank you for doing that. You guys can subscribe to What Culture, subscribe to The Real Rejects, click that notification bell to get notified every time one of our videos is up, and you can check us out on Patreon, full-length music video and TV show reaction, including some anime right now. Go over there, check it out. Weekly Q&As. Love to have you. Last but not least, make sure to check us out on viewerreviews.com. Follow us at The Real Rejects over there. Join that community.
Hey.